All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, it was great millstone. And shout out to your brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. So let's start the scripture. This is Sirach 10 and 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High in man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Trump back in office, and that American pride is back, man. That American pride is back. You know, his first term, he did shit like this. Let's pull it up. Move him out the way. Look, I'm the president of America, you know. And they look at America as what it is. As what the scripture said is the whore that rode the beast back. So if you're riding a horse, if you're riding the back of a horse, that means you're in control for the most part. All right? America is that great city, Babylon. So he's looking at himself as the president of the world. They ain't the president of America. They're the president of the world. Push the leaders out the way, move. Then he goes to the world stage. He said, look, we taxing the whole fucking world because we're in debt. We can do that. Y'all need us. So we going to tax the whole fucking world. We're going to increase these tariffs. And that's souring the relationships even more that they have. People already hate Americans because they have that pride. And then, you know, amongst other shit. But now that pride is at an all-time high. So these people are what? They're more vexed with America now than ever. We're almost out of here, so let me play this.
As a tariff dispute with Canada heats up, relations with the U.S. are increasingly on ice. Fans in Montreal last night loudly booed the American national anthem before a face-off between the U.S. and Canadian teams. There were also 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game. The U.S. beat Canada 3-1.
There was some good fights. I actually was watching the fights, and that's when I saw, like, in the comments that it was caused by the boos for the national anthem. So I searched YouTube, the national anthem, the fans boo national anthem, whatever. And this popped up, and the first thing she says is because of tariff disputes. So these other countries, if the citizens are this vexed in these other countries about America and its policies and what's being done, how much more are the leaders? All right? These people at some point, these people are going to, the Lord is going to have these leaders let loose on America, man. That's prophecy. All right, in fact, let's get one. This Jeremiah. Oh, boy. This Jeremiah 50 and 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. So this is part of the plan, man, that your allies are going to turn on you even. You know, just if you've been a bow, at some point you're going to have a sour relationship with these people, man. And it says what? It says, let's read this first. This is Daniel 7 and 10. Oh, it's like, what? Daniel 7 and 20. Oh, that's why. And of the 10 horns, well, the mind used upon many things, god damn. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, which the 10 horns represent the main 10 European nations that got into power, you know. France, Greece, Spain, Rome. I should have been counting my fingers to keep up. Britain. I forget what, but the same 10 from Revelation. I should have been counting my fingers to keep up to see what numbers I was at. All right, but then there was a little horn that was to come, which took down 3 horns, which is 3 fell, which is France, Britain, and Spain, all of which had interest over here on the Western world. All right, and we know, of course, America, the first 13 colonies was Britain. They got control of that. Then with the Louisiana Purchase, all right, they got basically the whole Midwest, all right, from France, which right before they got it from France had belonged to Spain because they had got it from France. Then France got it back from Spain, and then America got that, which then made America, basically, it made America the largest nation at that time, And then even the Spanish-American Wars, where you got Puerto Rico and shit like that. And even, now the thing with the Mexico, even though they got this land from Mexico, who was ruling Mexico at the time? All right? Spain. So, and I said at the time, like it's not the same. The rulers in Mexico are Spaniards. The elites of Mexico are the same Spaniard families that came and took over. Okay? It's the same as America. The motherfuckers are ruling of the Brits, not the Native Americans. The Native Mexicans ain't ruling either. It's the same fucking thing. All right? But that's the three horns that fell, right? Even if the horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And American pride is the proudest nation on the fucking planet. All right? Against man and, like I said, God. Because then what? Evolution was pushed heavy here and pushed through the whole fucking world. When America goes and push the democracy, push this wine, which is philosophy, a big part of that philosophy is the great words he speaks against the Most High. All right? Which is evolution. All right? Which is, if you do believe in a God, that face of that God is the face of a white man. All right? Just pushes just all bullshit, man. He's the stout one. I beheld in the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Well, where was the northern and southern kingdom oppressed together? That's on this side of the world. Like, you know who this is talking about. Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. So, the Lord, clearly, the Lord's going to judge his place. And part of that judgment is the 10 turn on the whore. Hey, this is Revelation 17. And let's start up the song. Let's start at 17 and 9. Let's start at 7. And the angel said to me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. Which the 7 heads and 10 horns represents the EU and NATO. All right? Essentially, right? The EU and NATO. Which, just like Rome, remember, when you look at a map, look at Rome. Look where Rome is at. Rome is inside of Italy. Little ass fucking Italy. Little ass fucking Rome. All right? I'd be surprised if Italy is bigger. And I'm talking about Italy, not even just Rome. I'm talking about the whole of Italia. I would be surprised if it's bigger than fucking Pennsylvania. All right? Or bigger than fucking Florida. Damn sure it's damn sure not bigger than Texas. All right? But Rome ruled from basically North Africa to Europe, parts of Western Asia. All right? Depending on what you want to count as West Asia. But they ruled this. They ruled all this shit. And how did it rule? With its allies. All right? Just like America. It rules with its allies. Which those allies back then, the Franks, the Gauls, the Visigoths, those nations had those names then. But now today they're what? The French. All right? You had the Burgundies. All right, now you got the French, you got the Brits, you got Spain. All right, Greece. Those same nations back then They have different names now, but it's the same thing. All right. That's why what kicked off the EU? Let's go back. The Treaty of Rome. Treaty of Rome from ECC to the EU. All right. And then that formed what? NATO, which allowed America to rule with them, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. All right. So where we at? Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. That's Rome. All right, and that's Rome. But that's the entire beast. All right, because the Roman system is democracy. But again, it ruled with what? It formed this beast of these nations. Okay? And America being the head of it, the woman that wrote the back. And a horn. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. What's the bottomless pit? Europe, because it's basically briars and thorns under that dirt, man. All right? And go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. When they beheld the beast that was and is not and yet is, the beast whose deadly wound was here, which is Rome coming back. Okay? And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 hills are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, those 7 nations. All right? And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. This is interesting because America didn't become a world power, a true world power, until the presence was known. Let me make sure I say this right. The presence was known, of course. They were big on international trade because of slave labor. But America got the real dominance that America had didn't happen until after World War II. Even the Treaty of Rome didn't happen until after World War II. Just you know, this is a very short time. It took a long time for this country to get built up to its dominance, and not even really a long time. Realistically, I mean, you can start as the 1600s. I was starting the 1800s. When they start to get the different land, start to get the land from these different countries, getting Louisiana, which I mean the whole Midwest. All right, getting Florida and the islands, and then getting 55% of the land of Mexico. All right, that took about 100 some years, something like that, 1800s, to get those, the middle and then the West Coast. All right, and then from there they just been building up until, you know, building their riches up, and then 1900s they finally got real power. They really got on the back of the beast with NATO and Treaty of Rome being established, uniting the European nations, and then America riding its back. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, which that's America. Because it don't become Rome until America gets power. Because Rome has the rule with this European nations. All right? And is of the 7 and goeth into perdition. Because America comes from what? Primarily Great Britain. It's of the 7. And goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So they united themselves and made what? This beast made Rome. That's the 10. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. That's the EU. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Salakia, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a little quick refresher right now. Fuck, I hate that I can't think of off top because I know I'm Luxembourg. I wanted to say the 10, but it was the one I couldn't remember, and then I just thought of it as Luxembourg. Belgium, Denmark. Yeah, this is perfect. Belgium, Denmark, France. It listed 10. All right, Belgium, Denmark. Oh, it gotta be a better overview. What the heck just happened? I could have just searched the 10, the easy, but whatever. Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece. Spain and Portugal is 1. All right. They split just like is it Taiwan? Taiwan and China is one nation, but now they separated, man. It's like Russia and Ukraine. That's one people. They separated. Civil wars happen, and then people separate. All right. Spain and Portugal. Then you have England and Ireland. That's 1. And you have West Germany. That's the 10. And that kicked off the EEC, which then will become the EU. But that's the 10. All right. And then, of course, the 7. Means right here. You can see that. The Greeks, the British, Germania Minor, Spain, France, the Romans, and Germania Major. That's the 7 heads, man. That's the, when you look at a map, those are the main lands of Europe right there. All right. So back in this Revelation 17, and you can research this yourself, man, and just look up the EEC, look up the Treaty of Rome, look up NATO. All right. Look up NATO. This Revelation 17. Hell, look up the Louisiana Purchase. Look up the Mexican-American Wars. You look at the dates and then all that. Look at the dates on that. And look up the Spanish-American Wars. What am I missing? Well, everybody knows America got its independence from Britain. All right, but you look into these things, man. All right, Revelation 17 and 14. There's a whole list of prophecies because you understand what made the fourth beast the fourth beast. All right? They didn't have a monarchy. America's fresh leaving countries that had monarchies. France, these had kings. France, Britain, Spain. These places had kings at this time again. America got in power. They set up what? The ways of the beast, the democracy. All right? Just like Rome, it took time for Rome to grow. America grew. And then what? It got on the back of the beast. It got in league with the EU and NATO. There was alliance already before this EEC stuff. I know I'm rambling, but it's just so much going through my mind thinking about this, because America was its allies. America funded, sent weapons and shit, helped them in World War I, beginning of World War II. Then they eventually joined in. So these are already alliances, man. Hell, a big thing before they even got this power seat like they got, they built riches up how? Through international trade and deals and working with the Europeans any fucking way. All right? Salaki, hopefully I ain't lose anybody. This is a lot of information, man. Just trying to share as much as I can, through the Spirit. But back in Revelation 17 and 13, these have one mind and should give their power and strength to the beast. But while I'm rambling, let me go ahead and go on a spiritual rant. Now, this part right here where it says 10 kings, that'll make you think, well, it's talking about 10 specific rulers. So I want to grab this in Daniel to show how it can say kings, but also it means kingdoms or nations, not just actual specific rulers. So let's see, Daniel. Because if you really been in Bahrain, you look at the scriptures, you're going to wonder about that. Well, it says kings, not kingdoms. You're not going to just take somebody's word for it. Even though, this the men of the Lord are teaching these things, you want to be able to prove and understand it yourself. All right, so it says kings. Daniel 7:17. These great beasts which are four kings which shall rise out of the earth. Daniel 7:24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. Another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. All right. So now let's type in kingdoms. Verse Daniel 7:23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. So it says the fourth kingdom. But Daniel 7:17 said, these great beasts which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. Okay? So you got to just be in the spirit to discern when it's talking about actual kings or when it's talking about a kingdom. And for it to be a kingdom, it has to be a king anyway. So back in Revelation 17 and 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, 10 nations, which have received no kingdom as yet. They don't rule individually, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. They rule together as a unit. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. They rule together. That's why they don't have monarchs either anymore. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, because that beast, that's Rome. They come back in the power of Rome. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto them, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, which is what the affluence of Americans, which is everywhere. All right, they have military bases everywhere. All right, they push their way of life everywhere. They push democracy and the U.S. dollar, or yes, the U.S. dollar too, or fiat currency, a debt-based currency everywhere. And the 10 horns, but especially democracy, that's what makes Rome. Democracy and violence. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the horse, so his allies are turning on him. Because pride is hateful before the Most High in man, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast. So they rule together, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, man, and who has the influence over everybody. That's why Trump can go before the world and say, well, they can they slap sanctions on you. Who's slapping sanctions on America? To slap a sanction on somebody that means you're in the position of authority. Oh, because I can punish this other nation. If you do business with them, I can punish you too. All right? And then go before the world so bold and say, I'm putting tariffs on your shit. And if you retaliate against me, then I'm going to put more tariffs on your ass. Do X, Y, Z to you. That's the pride of America, man. And that is turning the nations against this whore, man. It's Isaiah 10. It all leads to this your destruction, Esau. It's Isaiah 10 and 12. Wherefore should come to pass that when the Lord has performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, and we are here speaking comfortably to Jerusalem, peaceably. All right, so that means our iniquity has essentially come to an end, you know. And that means that it's time for the heathens, especially Esau, to get his judgment. Because what it say? I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. So now his pride is starting to bite him in his ass. The Lord is punishing what he the fruit, so what he produces. Everything Esau does right now is just bringing more destruction to him, man. He's bringing his own downfall. He's making the nations hate him more. He's making them turn the being an arrow towards them even more. All right? This man is fucking through. I have more, but I felt like really the point was touched. And Salaki for the rant is trying to put out the info that I received. This is Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. This is mind of Egypt. Revelation 11 and 8. The place was taken to on slave ships. Deuteronomy 20:68. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So this is what we're seeing. Great division. All right? Even Canada and America relationship is fucking spoiled, man. We're almost out of here. If Satan be divided against himself, he has an end, man. So we're seeing Esau, who is Satan, the old serpent. Revelation 12 breaks it down plainly. That Rome is the old serpent called the devil. So it's a man. Okay? So we see Satan losing. He's losing his kingdom, man. He's falling as lightning. His kingdom falls fast, man. We almost out of here, brethren. And this hockey fight just shows it. So hopefully it's edifying. All praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstone. And such as your brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, Baba Ba.